Welcome, Keto Moms, to KetoMom Friday. Today is the day where you're going to find out how to become the best version of yourself. Why? Because you get to listen to the one and the only, the seriously funny Stephanie Mielke, a.k.a. KetoMom.
Good morning.
Chazown.
All right, we are finishing the book. If you've been following along, our hope is that you have written down, I hope that you did the activities and the actions that he asked you to do. We talked about core values and your gifts and your talents and your strengths and your past experiences. So I love this book because it helps you realize that you have a calling and a purpose on your life.
Why do you really love the book?
I like the book because it tells you that you have a calling and
No, how has it impacted
I really do
you?
love it because it gives you a perspective of, like, you are made for more. You're not made to just sit around and exist or to let your day or other people tell you what you're going to do. Like, you've got something burning deep inside of you that you want to do. I know it. All of you do. And
so if this book has been helpful, we want to know. We want to know, what is that thing that has been revealed to you? What was that thing that was kind of suppressed, pushed down, but now it is in the forefront of your mind, and you're moving it from your mind
I know there's something.
into your heart,
I know it.
into action and everyday activity. What are those things? If you don't want to put them in the comments, it's fine. Send us a message.
We've got some great
messages.
messages.
We would love to know. This has been an encouragement to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a step in faith for us to do a book that is around more spiritual ideology, more spiritual ideas and thoughts. But the reality is we've just come to realize that so many people come for recipes, or they come for the most coolest recipe or the new fad flash, whatever it is, to get quick fat loss technique.
Yeah. I think most people come here because they think there's going to be a secret to their fat loss. Actually, that's why I love the book, because it really gives light into the fact that the reason you are where you are today, it might not even have to do anything with food. Like, you might have a realization of, oh my goodness, I actually really need to fix my relationships, or I need to fix my finances, or my spiritual walk. Like, this book really should have opened doors for you to have a realization in your life that it might not be the food that's actually causing the problem or the issue or the challenge. Like, it might be like, oh, I actually need to go fix this spoke in order for this one to work.
And when we say go fix something, it doesn't mean that you're broken. I hope you realize that. Does that make sense?
Well, fixing could be a matter, right? Well,
it's an opportunity to
improve. It's not that they're broken, but there might be a relationship that's broken.
For sure.
Their finances might not be in order. So it's not that you're a broken person. It just means that something isn't working. It means that you need to address the situation. You need to address the relationship. You need to put more time, energy, and effort into something else to bring it back to life.
All right, let's just say this. I see the number of people who are on. That's about the average age of the people who tune into this page right now, right?
Yeah.
So here's what's fascinating, is if you're that far into your life, wherever you're at into your life, today's that day, right? And if you're not at a place to where you're really waking up with excitement and like a drive and a purpose to pursue that greatness that's inside of you, guess what? Our hope is that this book has brought a new view to becoming a new and better you.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you a reason, like, just like that, bam, the numbers just fly right up. But it's so crazy because when you wake up with excitement in your life,
right,
it changes everything. And we're not saying that you're broken or you have to go fix things, but the reality is there's areas that we can all improve in.
Correct.
Because why would we want to be in a place 40 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 70 years from now, to where we're not further along? Because we're here to only get better,
right,
over time. And I think this, like, I know Jesus lived a short life, but he lived an exemplar, like an amazing life, to where he set the bar. And he said, we will do even greater things than he did.
So good. I love it.
That
So if
inspires
you
me.
have not read or followed us along in this book, all you have to do is go to ketomomsecrets.com, and you can watch all of the other lives that we did on all the chapters, walk through it, or just grab yourself the book. But we're going to wrap up the book and just give you a couple things to think about as you dive into your weekend. If you're watching live, happy Friday. Hey, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from?
Yep.
Do you have any incredible plans tonight? What are you doing? Are you going on a date or maybe a family date? Or
Hey,
maybe
Chantel's new here. Welcome.
Welcome.
If you're brand new here, we'd love to have you comment new down below because we'd love to find out more about you, your goals, how you found the page. Can I tell them something
If
cool?
you're not brand new,
go ahead.
will you please tag like your very best friend? I would love
That's
for you
what I
to
was gonna
tag
say.
them below and go, hey, like I want to do this with you because he's going to give you one word to end this book that he said, if you actually do that one word, if you find that one word, I'll tell you in a second. I don't want to give it away.
You just opened up a loop.
But if you do that, he's like, it's going to exponentially help you grow in any of those areas. It's super important. So we're going to wrap this book up in a second. But what did you want to say?
I wanted to say it's been really cool. So we're going on 7 years coming up that you've been creating content on this in this community. And so I don't know, numbers can work for you, they can work against you, but Stephanie's getting super close to a pretty amazing milestone where there's about to be 100 people who are following and liking the KetoMom page.
You said 100.
I said million.
You said 100.
Well, I messed up. See, numbers can work. 100 people.
I was like, 100.
Every person matters.
Every
all right.
person matters.
Let me redo that.
Yeah.
We're getting so close to 1 million people. Why is that a big deal? I think it's a huge milestone.
It is.
And I want to, so what we want to do is we want to celebrate. But I want to say congratulations because you never quit. Like you're super consistent in adding value and consistent content. But what we want to do is on that day when we hit the 1 million, because it's coming soon.
Oh.
It's coming soon. We're going to celebrate like crazy.
Steve wants to give things away.
We got a whole closet full of fun stuff that I've been if I find something neat at the store or online, I've just been purchasing it because we're going to give it all away. And it's going to be a really fun, banging, amazing day when we hit the 1 million. So I say all of that just to say, all of you know someone who just talks a lot. And you may be that talker, which is amazing. But if you're not that talker, you all know that talker. So what I want you to do is I want you to comment their name down below, invite them to the page, have them find out about this page and have them share it because
that's what we're going to talk about in just a second.
Are we? Mm-hmm. This is so great. I didn't know that, honestly. I just think it'd be so cool when we hit that 1 million. We're going to celebrate. We're going to give some awesome prizes away. This is going to be a lot of fun. So take the talker.
I love it.
Take the talker.
Well, with that, I'll tell you this. So if you've been inspired or if you have that, I'm going to go after this, or you figured out what your Chazown is, what you're called to do, if you know what it is, or you're going to work towards better in your life, here's one thing that Pastor Craig Groeschel says. He says, hey, I want you to understand. I'm going to be very blunt right now. He says, you will be so excited. So we are blessed to either teach or go to lots of different events. We go, we teach, we help grow our business. We do different things like this. And every time we go away, we get inspired. We're around like-minded people, right? Whether you're listening to a podcast, in the shower, you're at a huge event, whatever you're doing, there's got to be a point where you're like, yes, I can do this. And you're inspired and you're motivated and you're so excited. And then something might happen. You might get out of the shower after you listen to an incredible podcast. You're ready to take on the day, and then you step in dog poop. Or
that's happened.
Maybe you come home from an event and you're so excited and fired up, and then your kids got sick. Or something happens. And that's what he says. He says, listen, I want you to understand you are going to face obstacles, mountains, hurdles. You might get distracted. You'll be tempted to wander off the road. You will even procrastinate, put things off that God has put in your heart. You will feel
irresistible pull.
Sorry, my eyes were fuzzy at a second. Irresistible pull of powerful idols, materialism, fame, greed, pleasure, comfort, applause. You will get tired, frustrated, and depressed at times. You might want to quit. He says you will experience dry times, seasons where you might feel that God seems far away or non-existent. Bad habits will try to creep in. Sin will sneak up on you. Apathy will set in. You'll face giants of doubt, dragons of fear, monsters of complacency. 1 month, you will make progress. The next month, you might experience a setback. Was God really directing me? You're going to ask yourself these questions. Am I doing what I'm called to do? Was that really a dream in my life? Am I supposed to do this? He's like, you have to understand. And we've experienced that. We've come home from events, or I've done the listen to the podcast and then a kid is screaming. And you've got to get yourself back in that place where you're like, nope, I know I'm supposed to go here. I'm going to address the situation. I'm going to address the fear. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to procrastinate. You've got to have this one word, he said, that's going to set you apart. Are you ready for the word?
Oh my goodness, you have set the stage. That is the
ready?
best pre-frame, open loop. I'm ready.
All
What
right.
is the word?
He says, and so you don't slip into defeat.
What do you think the word is? Comment the word.
I don't want you to be saying I can't.
What is the word?
He says,
yes,
this
I hate that
whole
word, can't.
Chazown, he doesn't want you to be like, this whole Chazown is stupid. He's like, here's one word I need you to get figured out today.
What is that one word?
Are you ready?
Hey, thanks for the stars, by the way.
The word is, it's a simple word. You've already heard this before.
Oh, let's see if they can guess it. Guess the word down below. What do you think the one word is that he said? I seen it. I know what it is. That is a great word.
You seen it?
I saw the word. It is a great word.
Okay.
And that's a big reason why this community exists.
Correct.
Because you all need this.
Plan.
Some good words.
All right. He says, I want you to write this down. I want you to put it on a Post-it note. I want you to put this in your car. Because some of you need this word in your car, in your relationships, in your marriage, in the way that you eat. The word is accountability.
Accountability. Accountability.
He says accountability makes the difference between what you say you want to do and what you actually do.
It's good.
I hope you heard that. Accountability
Say it again.
is the difference between...
Did you write it down?
It makes a difference between what you say you're going to do. Like oftentimes I say I'm going to... But sometimes I don't tell anybody because I don't want them to judge me, or they might think I can't do it, or maybe they're going to tell me no way, or if I tell somebody I'm going to do something like, hey, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. That means I'm held to a higher level, a higher standard because you put it out there, right? And so it makes all the difference between just saying it and actually doing it.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why is it that we don't typically put our goals or our dreams out there?
Because if we fail, we think people... It's not that if you fail. I love to tell people the only way you fail is if you quit. If it doesn't happen in a certain time frame, if we mess up, we're afraid of being judged. We're afraid of people being like, you'll never do that. Or if we don't reach that level or that goal in a certain time, you might have somebody that goes, I told you that you couldn't do it, right? I don't want you to worry about the 99% of people that might say, I don't know. Like if you make a post on social media and you're like, listen, today's the day, I'm going to pay off all student loans, or you tell one of your best friends, find one person that loves you and is encouraging you. That's what he said. I want you to find one person that can message you every day and go, how was your eating today?
Could this community be that 1%?
Yes.
Could this community be that 1%?
Well, how would that work for them?
And also, why is it
Good morning.
that the things that we desire to go after, we just quit on ourselves?
Right.
We don't tell other people because of the fact of it's so much easier just to quit on ourselves
Right.
than to be forthright and honest with other people. So here's what's really cool. This is what this could look like. For some of you, you're working through these different spokes, right? Some of you could be in the middle of a major job transition. Some of you, today's the day where you're like, you know what? I'm not going to the bar tonight. It's Friday. It's fun day. I'm not going to the bar. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make a pivot, right? Some of you might be thinking, all right, I've heard him say it. That food that's been sitting on my countertop, well, first off, I brought it into the house. I either got to throw it away or I got to hide it.
Right.
Today's the day where that food is fuel for you and you're going to have a distinction. You're like, you know what? I'm making some changes. Changes for the better. Changes for the better.
Yes.
And here's what's really cool. If some of you, you're like, my friends, they are not great. Guess what you get to do? You get to be the light to them. You get to be the example. You get to be the person who's charging to the top of the mountain. And this is one thing that I do know, that even when there's doubters among you, you got the crabs that are trying to pull you back in the bucket. When you're going after something, like it or not, it inspires them.
Right.
Because people are watching. And most people, unfortunately, will be the ones who say, I told you that wouldn't work. But the reality is, because you are focused and going after your Chazown. This isn't anybody else's dream. This is your dream.
Right.
This is your calling. You're stepping up to the plate and you're swinging the bat and you're going for it. And because you're taking that huge step of obedience and stepping out in faith, you will do this. You will accomplish it. Why? Because you're not going to quit.
Right.
And so what it could look like in this community is you can look through the comments, you can look through the people, you can scroll the people who've liked this page. You'll look at some other posts that have inspired you. It could be a motivational thought or a little 1-minute soundbite from Stephanie. Go look at the people who've commented. And you know what? You're going to find somebody who you can connect with. And it can happen through Messenger.
Right.
You can become friends, Facebook friends today, Instagram friends today. And you can develop a relationship on. Can I share one little story? I know I'm rambling.
Yeah, well.
Whoa! The eagle.
The goose.
Whoa!
Nope, the goose is gonna
eagle
land on our
is
deck,
right,
but he didn't.
Right there. So
Before they do that, I also want them to know if they don't connect with somebody personally, they can just use this page as like, hey, today I'm on, like, keep track of your days and share it in one of our videos. Hey, today's my day 4.
That was really
Hold
close.
yourself a level to accountability, but I'm watching. I'm commenting on all of your comments as well. Okay.
all right.
That goose was
I
coming.
had so Church Online is where it started for me.
Yep.
I started serving at Life Church on Church Online, and Pastor Craig Groeschel's church. Super cool. Go check out life.church. Well, anyways, I was a host and I was also in the prayer room. And so as I'm building new relationships online on a church online platform, I meet this guy named Brian
But
Russell.
we lived in Minnesota.
I lived in Minnesota.
And the church was in Oklahoma.
They were in Oklahoma.
Here's the pastor.
This is so cool about
this
technology.
was like in 2000 and...
2004, maybe?
No. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
It
Yeah.
was
2004.
long time ago, sweetheart.
Good morning.
And so here's what's so crazy is I showed up and I served and I loved it. I got to meet people from all over the world. So this is a blessing
Online.
of technology. Like, you have the ability to go further faster with your relationships because you can meet people online. Okay. So here I am. I'm chatting, I'm hosting, and I meet this super cool dude. His name is Brian Russell. Well, him and I start chatting. We become Facebook friends. He's got kids. We had two
One
kids.
had another one.
Yeah. And what's so cool is when the very first time I ever went to Edmond, I sent him a message. I'm like, hey,
You just wanted to go visit the church.
I wanted to go visit the church. So I show up. 90% of life is showing up. So I showed up to the church. Got to be in person. Got to experience it, right? When you have these experiences, it gives you a realization of what can become when you experience it in person.
Right.
So I show up and I'm standing in line, and all of a sudden this guy's standing in front of me. And you have to remember, back in this day, like, Facebook was just basically status update and a tiny little picture, like a profile picture, right?
Actually, there
Remember those days?
wasn't even Facebook then.
Yeah, it was.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Huh, okay.
It was like a long time ago because my tweets were like, Steve Milky
Is tired. Is happy.
No, I was not.
You might have been tired back then.
So anyways, it was like one-liners.
Yeah.
I'm standing behind this guy, and he seems like a cool dude. I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, how long have you been coming here? He's like, hey. He's like,
Girl,
are
somebody
you?
take the puppies
I
out.
said, hey, are you Brian? He's like, are you I met him in person, but it's so crazy because the relationships that you can develop. MySpace, that's funny.
Yes,
MySpace,
Steve
go check
had
out
MySpace.
Eldervale.
I wasn't allowed
It's a
to
great
have
band
it.
back then. I was in a band. Can you believe it? But anyways, I met a guy. This sounds really crazy, but
They became our...
they're great friends. So what I want to just say is
Yes.
simply this. Accountability is so important.
Right.
If you don't have that relationship, if you don't have those strong relationships in person, this can be the community that can create that.
I
That's
love
all I
that.
wanted to say.
I love how he said it. He said accountability closes the gap between intentions and actions.
It's huge.
You have good intentions, it's going to create actions. And that's
That's
it. He
so
tells
powerful.
a ton of stories. He goes through and he basically says, really does not know we're on a lot. Okay.
Now you see the top of the roof. That is our ceiling.
Our friend is calling us. He should probably be watching us.
He vibrated the whole phone right over.
He also called your phone. All right. He said, here's it. You're at a fork in the road. Are you ready? You've got two choices. You can either go back to the life that the way it was without your Chazown, or without a vision, a dream, a revelation, no passion, no plan, no direction, no motivation, no purpose, perishing daily on the inside, or you can find people to hold you accountable.
Good.
You can move into a life of purpose, a purpose for which you were uniquely created. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go back to like sitting on the couch, woe is me, watching the television? Or are you going to get focused?
Whoa, I like that.
People get so caught up in watching that thing, it just wastes time. Or you're going to get focused, find an accountability partner, use this page, reach out with questions, and know that you're made for more.
You're good at helping with this.
So,
but we'll talk about
the rest,
that another day.
Nope, actually, we're actually done. The rest of them,
done?
Yep, the rest of them were just stories.
Stories matter.
I know, but I'm not going to read. If they want to read the stories, they have to read the book.
Okay, you're gonna have to go get it.
Right. So he said this. He says, I know that you want to succeed in all of these things. He said the first step is, it's the hardest one, is to find one person that's loving enough and strong enough to help you take that step. If you haven't found a person in your life, then you can use this community. I want you to use this community. Comment below, share how you're doing every single day, reach out to me, and truly ask yourself, who is in my life that I can ask? A neighbor, a friend, a mom, a coworker, a sister, to go, hey, I'm actually going to do this, and I would love it if you would message me every day. Or you take that responsibility and go, I'm going to message you every day and tell you how I did with my eating or my workouts, or I just need accountability that I didn't spend the money today. I've got goals and visions for my life. Will you please just be that accountability partner? Super important. So, all right. This was the book. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to start a new book on Monday. I don't know what the book is, so I'm super sorry I didn't tell you because I don't know what it is. I have to go look and figure it out. So, any other ending thoughts?
I'm getting yelled at through text message.
Oh, yeah. We have a friend that likes us to answer his phone calls when he calls, no matter what. So I say priorities are never in conflict. We're talking to the KetoMom page right now. So we appreciate it. Your presence matters. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for sharing the page because it really does bless us. And our goal is to share with as many people as we can. So if you've got questions, reach out. If you're looking for recipes, ketomomsecrets.com. Send us a message or scroll through the page. We're always here to help. That's all I've got. We're going to let you go. Our children just woke up. We've got some school to do. And that's it. So I hope you guys have an incredible day. We'll talk to you soon.